What's up? This is Chris with Gyroid 3D, and today I want to show you guys how to turn a normal image that you'd find online, whether it's a PNG file or a JPEG file from Google, and turn it into a 3D print. Now the steps are going to be turning this image into an SVG, and then that SVG into an STL, which is ready to print. Now I know it sounds confusing, but I'm going to make it all simple for you guys today, so let's go ahead and do it. So first thing we want to do is go to Google, any search engine, and search for the image you want. Now I want a Yoshi head. I was specific. I put Yoshi head clip art. You could put Yoshi clip art if you want his full body. So you're either going to take a snapshot of one of these, or you can save it to your computer. Now I already have one saved, so I'm gonna go. I have it right here on my desktop. It's a PNG file. So the next thing we want to do is go to Vectorizer AI, and Vectorizer AI is $9.99 a month. I recommend this. I've watched many videos. Everyone has their own process. There's some free ones, but this was the best one I found. So we're gonna drag in our PNG, and you're gonna see how fast this generates. Right now, boom, it's already done. It turned it into an SVG. So we're going to click download up here on the top and then download again. Now you want to make sure you're logged in once you've paid for it, because it won't work unless you're logged in. Now with it downloaded, you see it here, we're going to right click. It's show in Finder. It'll show us where it's saved to. And then we're going to take that SVG and we're going to drag it to our desktop. Boom. Now we have that SVG that we need. So I'm opening up Bambu Studios. This is the slicer I use. And I'm going to show you guys how to take that SVG that you saved to your desktop and turn it into a 3D printable object. You could turn it into a coaster. And I'm going to show both of those things right now. So with Bambu opened up, you're going to drag and drop your SVG. It's going to look funny. It's going to look like a square because the image, after all, was a square. So with the image selected, we're going to right click and go to Split to Objects. Once it's split to objects, you'll deselect and you're going to select the border here. You can drag that to the side and you can go ahead and right click and delete that. So now we're left with the image of Yoshi's head. We're going to hold shift and we're going to drag, left click the mouse and drag over the whole object there. And then right click and merge. We're going to merge all these pieces. We just want to make sure everything in there is one piece so we don't move them around and misalign them. And with my colors already pre-selected here, I have black, white, red, and green. These are going to be my 4 colors in my AMS. We're going to go ahead and start painting this. So up here in the paint tool, it's the color painting. We'll click that and we'll go to fill, edge detection if you have this version. The old version of Bambu Studios didn't have that option. I like to turn this all the way up. It just makes sure it grabs more. It might even pass through the image even more. So wrong color there. We'll click green. We want to fill in the green. So you might have to look at an image of Yoshi to get the colors right, but I think I kind of remember. And then his little fins here, well, I colored the wrong thing. The border is going to be black. We want to make sure it painted all the way through, so make sure both sides are painted. And then we're going to go back to our build plate. I don't know, it's slicing already. I didn't mean to slice it yet. So we're going to shrink this down. So we'll go up here to our scaling tool. We'll just shrink it down a little bit for now. Now as you can see, there's a piece there, a nostril, that didn't get merged into the object. So we'll go back. Over here on the side I can see Yoshi assembly. We'll merge everything together, and if we drag this, you can kind of just grab this and drag it to the side and just make sure everything is one piece. Now that does happen. It could get really messy here right away, so you want to make sure everything is merged. Now we'll go to our scaling tool and we'll just kind of eyeball it. We'll bring it down. And if you zoom in on this, this could already be ready to 3D print, depending what you're trying to do. So this is already a Yoshi image. It's going to print in 4 colors. You know, it's got some thickness to it. You know, you could do whatever you really want with this. Now I'm going to show how to make a coaster. And I made this coaster here in Fusion 360. Very basic coaster. There is a little fillet on it, so there's the top edge is rounded, the bottom is completely squared off. So I want this rounded edge to be on the top, but we're going to print this upside down. So we want to go to this lay to face, click this top layer, and it flips it over, so our coaster is now upside down, face down. We want to do the same with Yoshi. Click lay on face, click this top layer here, the top face, and that'll turn him upside down. Now we can see how big Yoshi is compared to the coaster, but the first thing we want to do is center these. So click either one, and one at a time we're going to right click and we're going to center these objects to the build plate. So I think I just turned it around again. With it selected, we're going to center both of these objects. So we're going to right click, we're going to go to center, then we're going to right click the Yoshi SVG, and we're going to right click it and center, but it's still going to be too big. So with Yoshi selected, now we could even turn this upside down so we could see. We're going to scale again, and we're scaling in uniform, so on the X and the Y it stays uniform scale. So you're going to pick however big you want this. And, you know, that works for me. Okay, it kind of went off center, so I recentered both. Now with this piece centered, another thing we want to do, and I'll move the coaster to the side so you can see this. This Yoshi image is kind of still on the thick side. We only need 2 layers. You could do 3, but I do 2. So we'll ununiform scale real quick, and we're going to click the x-axis, which is up and down, and we're going to go, because I know I'm printing at 0.2 millimeter layer heights, so we're going to click 0.4. That will generate 2 layers of filament, and see how thin it is. It's a very thin layer, but that's fine, that'll work. Then we'll go back to the coaster, and we're going to select it. and we're going to center it back. Now the last step, right before we slice and get ready to print, we want to select both objects here. So you can go over here to this objects menu, click assembly, and go all the way down here, hold shift and click coaster and assembly, then right click and merge. And we should have just merged the Yoshi with the coaster. It should be one object now. Let's go ahead and slice and see what happens. Fingers crossed. And there it is. It generated our coaster and what it's going to look like. Printed face down. So we could go ahead and save this. We go to, well, let's go to preview again so we could see that. But we could always go up here to save project as. That way we don't lose this. Give it a name. Yoshi coaster. And I saved to document. So I would go ahead and click save here. But I'm not going to save in this instance. I'm going to go ahead and print this. Now I need to pick a different printer because I'm on the H2S. I want to print this on the P1S because the H2S is in use. We'll slice it again. And here's your preview. So now I'm going to go ahead and print this out. Alright guys, we have a reveal here. So this is my 3D printed Yoshi mini coaster. Yeah, I know, it came out a lot smaller than I thought. I forgot when I made this coaster that I had to increase the size, and I forgot to do that, but you get the idea here. You know, you could make anything with this Yoshi. Let me show another thing that I made real quick with this same exact SVG. You can make something like this, a coaster. Of course you can increase it to a bigger size, or you can make something like this that I'm selling on my Etsy shop. So they come in these little baggies, and it's actually a Yoshi straw topper. So I had to, in Bambu you can create a negative space. And as you can see, you know, I printed it a lot thicker. Remember, this one was a 0.4 layer height, just the Yoshi alone. And on this one, it was a lot thicker. I can't remember the dimensions, but I got the dimensions of the straw, hollowed a piece out, or, you know, removed a piece in Bambu and got that result. So you could do anything with these SVGs. You can make them a lot bigger. You can make a light box for your wall. The possibilities are endless. So once you guys learn how to turn a photo or a JPEG into an SVG, the possibilities are endless. That's it for today, guys. I hope you liked this video. I tried to simplify it as much as possible. This is something that I spent a lot of time watching videos and trying to figure out on my own. After 5 years of 3D printing, I finally figured out this process, and everybody has a different method. So I try to find what works best and give you guys the quickest and easiest way from a photo to a 3D printed object. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and liking. Leave me a comment. What would you like to see next? And if there's anything you'd like to do, pursue, or create, it's time to get creative.